What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series Talk Show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today, it's already time to remake our Top 10 Black Series Wishlist video.
Absolutely. Hasbro has been absolutely rupturing our Top 10 wishlist that was released earlier this year, back in January. In total, there have been 6 characters eliminated off our Top 10, especially within these past few weeks. So I was like, let's just redo the Top 10, because we had the pipeline reveals of the Super Battle Droid and Destroyer Droid.
Yep.
5s. Doc Ondar came out, so we have an Ethorian body, and if you see under the clothing, it's like all but confirmed we're getting Moman Nadon.
Right.
I got a really cool custom of the Dark Trooper from Battlefront by Disciple, so I don't feel the need to have it on the list anymore. And then we also got a Pre-Vizsla figure.
Right.
So, like, what the heck?
Yeah, absolutely
Awesome.
Crazy. Especially when, just like you included in last week's episode of Figure It Out, the flashback sequences of how many times the list has virtually been the same, because our number one most wanted Black Series figure for a long time has been the Super Battle Droid. So we're finally getting that. So it only makes sense that we're just going to go ahead and redo the wish list, since so many have been confirmed.
Yes.
Now it's time to move on to some other figures that we want to see.
So hit like, subscribe if you are new, and quick shout out to the Basement Battalion that is watching this video early. Link for the channel membership in the description. Nate, let's just kick her off with number 10.
Let's do it.
Number 10 is actually the only instance of a character that previously exists in the line, and that's a completely new sculpt, a complete 100% redo of Anakin Skywalker.
Yes. Specifically the Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith figure. This is a figure that we've talked about many, many times on the channel, talked about how it's not good. It's one of those figures where, you know, just slapping photoreal on it for the archive release did not fix the problems.
Right. The articulation is horrible, and for, you know, arguably the main character of Star Wars, we need a good, modern butterfly joint, deep cut single hinges, Jedi sculpt, and, you know, for Anakin, it's just so important that we have a fantastic figure. This archive figure is actually getting re-released, allegedly, so, and we know that the idea of a newly tooled Anakin has been pitched multiple times to Hasbro or Disney, Lucasfilm, whoever, and it just keeps getting shot down. Truly unfortunate.
Number 9 is actually a figure that I'm surprised we haven't seen yet, and that's Savage Opress. Especially with all of the recent Clone Wars love, you would have thought by now we'd have Darth Maul's brother. Yeah. Although this definitely would require a brand new figure, head to toe, minimum reuse. So you know it'd be a deluxe figure, because he's also slightly bigger than other characters.
And now that we have like a Clone Wars Maul, and we're starting to get other iterations of Maul, I can see us getting like a season 4, 5-ish Maul. And that would just go great with Savage Opress. But you're right, it would have to be a completely new sculpt. There's no way around it.
Right.
There's no reuse really they could get out of it either.
But you know they would do a fantastic job with it. It would be another classic out of the basement, big bulky boy.
Of course.
That would probably have some pretty nice articulation. I think that it would actually probably turn out pretty well.
Yeah, looking at that upcoming Malgus.
Ooh, yes.
Number 8 is a Geonosian warrior from Attack of the Clones. This would be a no-brainer. Hasbro always kills it with aliens. It's like aliens and droids. More so aliens, I would say. They always kill it with aliens and a Geonosian. Just the generic warrior for now.
Right. We don't have to do anything crazy.
No Poggle.
I mean, I would love Poggle.
Oh, yeah.
Give me Poggle all day, but this would be a nice army builder. And, you know, when you're looking at the Black Series display, and we've talked about this a lot, the clones don't really have anyone to fight. We've got a lot of B1 battle droids. We got the main, you know, big villains, but like we're still missing some more members of the Federation.
Right. And out of all the prequels, Attack of the Clones randomly has the most love out of the 3. So, sure, continue it. I'll take any prequel figure I can get. at this point, and I would love to see some nice articulated wings, and you could get the Hasbro Pulse flight stand, have one flying or whatever.
Oh, they could do so much. They could include, all the different weapons to make it like a nice army builder pack. So, you got to get more than one if it comes with like the melee weapon or like the blaster type weapon. It would be really cool to see, and Hasbro always does a great job with aliens, so they'd probably knock this one out of the park. And number 7 here is still a Cantina patron, but we're replacing Moma Nedan because that's all but confirmed. So now we've switched our number 7 pick over to the Tal's species in the Cantina, also known as Muftak.
Yep. Muftak, I always get a kick out of him because he wipes his nose and it's like the little snout that comes out. Just very iconic shot from the first film. We love the Cantina aliens. We're huge champions of getting the most like OT background aliens.
Oh, for sure.
And I would love to get any and all Cantina patrons, but like after MoMA, this was like our go-to. And then with the Tal's species in the line, we can also get your boy.
Oh, yeah. We could easily see a Foul Modama from Tartakovsky 2D Clone Wars, which I hope they give us the Ithorian Jedi as well now that we have that head sculpt at the very least. That would be really cool to see. They could really just do rubber overlay on the on the Doc Ondar body.
True, but yeah, if you look at reviews of Doc Ondar, you can see under the clothing, it's like totally the design of MoMA, so
yeah,
I got no doubt we're getting Hammerhead. Number 6, something I'm surprised still hasn't come out, which is Lobot.
Yeah.
I know we always get a little bit of flack from some younger generational 1313 boys.
Oh, for sure.
Because we love Lobot.
But Lobot's awesome. And especially when you look at all of the Empire Strikes Back figures, we have like a good amount of the Cloud City looks for all of the characters, so it's like we're just missing that one piece.
Right, and it's also just like a simple design, kind of just a guy in clothes with some cerebral mechanics on his head, kind of like how Echo has, and TVC has a really good figure of this guy. So,
right. Yeah, I think it would be an absolute no-brainer, and just because we're so close to having pretty much every character from the Bespin scenes, it's like, all right, now let's finish this out and give us Lobot.
Give us a Bespin Leia red dress as well. Just quick side note.
This next one here is for 49er Brian. This is our 5th pick, and it's 9 Nub.
Yep. I don't think we've ever had this character on a top 10, but it makes such perfect sense because we have General Lando.
Right.
I'm like, I feel like you can't have General Lando without 9 Nub.
Yep. We've got the heavy hitters from that scene of Return of the Jedi, also Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those where it's like, where is he? Especially when you see all of the customs that people have made using like a Rose Tico body.
Yeah.
And it's like, they look pretty solid. So if Hasbro really wanted to go down that route, they could just reuse that body, give us a new head, maybe some new hands.
Yeah. And people scoff at like old body reuse or whatever, but if that's what it takes to get like niche background, well, I don't want to say background, but secondary OT characters that, they're not for everyone.
Right.
If that's what it takes to get characters like those, I got no problem.
Right. So be it.
Coming in at number 4, this is a big one because it's also like a Hasbro, please bring back the vehicles. And that is Commander Neo with the Bark Speeder. You know we're going to get at least a clone trooper
no doubt
on this list. I was torn between the 41st Elite Corps, 212th Airborne, Commander Bakara, and Commander Neo. But Neo is the one on the Bark Speeder during the Order 66 montage. Super awesome, dope design. Super cool helmet. This would be the first 91st Recon Corps clone trooper in the line, and I think the Bark Speeder would sell. Yeah. I think it's time for them to give prequel fans a chance.
Right. At least give us a shot, because we still have not had a prequel vehicle in the Black Series. They gave us OT, they gave us ST, They gave us the weird in-between period of 3 and 4 as well. So I'd love to see how it would go. And yeah, I think you're right. I think people would definitely pick this up. The only thing I could see, holding it back would be it coming with a named clone, because then you wouldn't want to necessarily army build it. But
that's true.
At the same time, maybe just throw a plain phase 2 91st helmet in there, even though that would never ever happen.
Yeah, right.
But
the Bark Speeder is also bigger than like the Return of the Jedi speeder bike.
Oh yeah.
So like it'd probably be pretty expensive. But like I said, give prequel fans a chance.
Yeah.
Just one chance.
What about my Uncle Ben? Did you give him a chance?
Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance!
So now that we've got the Droidica and the Super Battle Droid on the way, we also had to replace our droid pick on the list as well. So our number 3 is the Commando Droid, which is the natural evolution, I think, of CIS droids that you want to see.
Because after Commando gets made, it'll be tactical, and then we'll be pretty much done.
Yeah, we'll be on a nice, solid path.
Yeah, but Commando Droid, very iconic from Clone Wars, and I just love them in the Battlefront 2, the modern Battlefront 2 video game. I love the Vibro Sword, which that figure would have to come with the Vibro Sword.
For sure. This one is one that I think we could actually be seeing in the relative near future because of the character that's in the upcoming Star Wars Outlaw game. I could see them giving us that character first, and then, they'd have to make the sculpt, and then they go back and they give us maybe a Gaming Greats Battlefront. They throw it in a Clone Wars box.
All right.
I think this one, just like all the other droids, it has so much potential for repackaging, re-release, repaint, that you almost look at Hasbro and you're like, what are you doing? Think about all the opportunity there is to get your money out of this mold.
Yeah, easily worth the investment. Number 2, this figure has been on our list since the very beginning. I went back earlier and I watched Figure It Out episode 3.
Ooh, that's gotta be rough. Crooked camera angle?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And yeah, it's a rough video, but it was so interesting to see what figures, like, we were just like, Captain Rex, please. Yeah. And we were like, they're never going to do a Clone Wars version. It'll be the Rebels version because it's Disney.
Yep.
But this figure was on that list, and it is the Imperial Gunner.
Slowly creeping up over time.
Right.
Look how far the Imperial Gunner has come on our wish list.
Seriously, it is one of my most desirable figures. I recently watched the OT because it was Lucy's first time watching the OT, and just rewatching it for probably the 30th time, I'm just like really in an OT mood lately. And the Imperial Gunner is from the first film.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we not have it? It's an Imperial from the OT. And Hasbro loves Imperial troopers.
Right. And the other thing to consider, too, is, again, this is a figure that they could take the Death Star trooper body, put a helmet on it, put the different, chest plate overlay piece on it, and call it a day. You don't have to give us a brand new figure to give us the Imperial Gunner. And for me, having the TVC version on the wall and staring at that all the time, I'm like, come on.
Yeah. It's such a cool design. It's all blacked out. It's glossy on certain points. The helmet being the dish thing, and they're the ones like pressing the buttons for the ignition of the Death Star. It's just always been so cool to me. And it's like the one huge missing Imperial to me.
And our number 1 pick is something that we could almost say with certainty will never happen. But as we recently learned when we played 4D chess with Hasbro and said they're not going to announce anything at SDCC, and then they dropped, 3 of our most desirable figures. True. We're playing 4D chess again here. So number 1 pick, it's the Max Rebo band. And we're talking about the original 3. We're not talking about the extra drummers or the extra Bith or the extra Rhodian that they chucked in there in the special edition.
What is his name? The Uite.
Something Yowza.
Jawa Yowza.
Yeah.
We're talking our boy Max, our boy Droopy, and our sexy lady, size noodles.
Right here. Lop T neck or bust.
I mean, if you guys have been watching, just look at the sheer amount. We have a Max Rebo shrine. Mm-hmm. We got the Max Rebo battalion figure, the tiki, the helmet, the pop, the little ornament from David,
Yeah.
and the little button from 1313, and also the figures from Disciple.
Yeah.
It's so iconic. We love Lapti Neck.
Mm-hmm.
We love Return of the Jedi. We love OT. We love Background Aliens. It is time
Yeah.
for Hasbro to do a 3-pack.
And honestly, I would be fine if they were almost essentially statues. Like, they don't even really need to put a whole lot of articulation into these bad boys.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just, hold the instrument. Sai can hold her microphone. You can get Max to,
Yeah, I was going to say
press
arms
the keys wherever you want. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's probably never going to happen, but it would be so great. And they would do such a good job with 3 aliens.
Right, and just the paint apps on them.
Especially when you consider, like, the Power of the Force figures still look great.
Oh,
like,
yes,
they
do.
look really solid, like, really nicely detailed, great paint apps. That was, like, over 20 years ago. So I can only imagine what they'd be able to do at a 6-inch scale with the Max Rebo band.
Right, and we just recently met Simon Williamson, the
Right.
puppeteer for Max Revo, and I had to get a friggin' pop vinyl signed. Okay, I want a Black Series. Well, I'd open it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'd have to get 2, but
Right.
I'm in a hyper Max mood.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And just to take it one step further, they could get all the Kenner fans, put it in nostalgia packaging like the original
Yep.
Kenner 3-pack. I think everyone would be on board, and it would hit right in that nostalgia button. And on top of that, just based on Max Rebo band figures on the aftermarket, they're usually fairly expensive. So I'm thinking the popularity is there these days.
Probably not, but just do it anyway,
Yeah.
alright? Just do it anyway.
We can dream, Justin. We can dream. Of course, we would love to know what characters you would love to see come to the Black Series, whether it's Legends, canon, prequel, sequel, original trilogy,
Whoa.
wherever the timeline falls for you. Let us know your picks in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Like Justin mentioned earlier, you could have been watching this video a whole lot earlier if you were a member of the Basement Battalion, which is our second tiered channel membership. If you are in a position to help support the channel, definitely check that out. There's links in the description down below. And also check out that Discord. Great community.
Gotta check out the Discord. Join it up.
Like-minded collectors. It's a good time. And that one's completely free. Big shout out and special thank you to all of our current channel members, though. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate. Join with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.
As I can never Bernie. I ain't a man on here now. Recommend Bernie. Or like the professionally produced.
Yeah. And it just endlessly plays in Battlefront.
Yep.